In business, to be productive, you need to implement a system in a regular and intentional way. But how are you going to do it if your business presents a lot of tasks that tend to overlap and is overwhelming? Today, we are going to talk about that and we're going to get the system in place so that you can take action. Hi everyone, welcome to Entrepreneur. My name is Tere and I am an entrepreneur based in Singapore. So in my previous video, we discussed about the two Q's to productivity, qualifying your task and quantifying your task. But how are you going to do that? What are the how to in the practical way of doing that? The first premise is that list down all your tasks and evaluate them. So in evaluating them, you need to be brutally honest to yourself. Ask yourself, is this task essential? Is this task non-delegatable? So if it's yes, essential and yes, non-delegatable, that is an essential task. And this means that this is the task that you have to own as an entrepreneur and you are the process owner of this task because you cannot give it to anyone, and this is the task that only you is the better one to do this. Identify that. Now you can see on all these different tasks, there are tasks that are essentials and non-delegatable, but there are tasks that are not so essential. This not so essential task is the task that need not to be done every day. So what you can do is you schedule a time to do that. So for example, organizing and administration. Is somebody better than you to do this? Delegate this task. Okay, but if you are a startup and no one can do this for you yet because you cannot hire anyone to do that for you yet, what you can do is that you can schedule this particular task in your calendar on a weekly basis, once a week, twice a week, or 3 times a week, depending on the need for this. And you can do this over the dead hours of the day. These are the days that are non-productive for you to actively meet up clients and generate a sale for your business. There are also tasks that I call a sub-essential. Calling them for follow-up and email is important. Yes, it is essential to the business, but is it non-delegatable? No. What you can do is that you can delegate this to your assistant, you can delegate this to your staff, but then again, if you do not have that, you schedule that again into a time so it does not disrupt your actual business process where you are the one who's meeting your client directly. You're the one who need to actively operate your business at this certain hour. So this is how you qualify your task. Be very, very clear and very, very real on this. Qualify your task. That's the first cue. Now we go to the second cue. The second cue is quantifying it. Again, like what I said, what you cannot measure, you cannot manage. So you need to measure the number of activities you have in your quality activity. So once you have identified all the qualified tasks, what you need to do is you quantify it in either daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly basis. A lot of times when you really need to keep track on your business, you need to track this on a daily basis. I'm going to give an example on a weekly one. Let's say you do this. What you need to do are 3 things on quantifying. You count, you score, and you evaluate. Count, score, evaluate. That's very important. So say on week 1, you have this set of quality tasks that you need to do on a daily basis. So you count the numbers of the total numbers of that meeting per week. So say for example, it's 10. Closing is 2. Referrals are 20. Then you allocate a specific score. The purpose of scoring your task is basically putting a priority on this task. So for example, meeting a client is an important thing. It is essential, so I give this a 2. And then closing case, is it very important? Yes, it is. And it is potentially of higher value because this is where the closing of the deals comes in. So I put 5 on it. Referrals would mean that this is the lead generation activity on my business. And the more referrals I get, the better business is. So the tendency is to ask more referrals. So I will put a half point for that so that it encourages me to get more referrals on a daily and weekly basis. So hence, this is my score. That's 10 times 2, 20. 2 times 5 is 10. 20 times 0.5 is 10. So overall in that week, I have 40 points. Let's say on week 2, I have lesser score. Now I can see that. I can now score myself accordingly. If you have this in week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, the whole month, you can now start evaluating your month. How do you do? What caused a success on week 1? What caused a difficulty on week 2? You can now identify that. What was wrong? What was missing on this? So these are the different ways on how you're going to execute your quantifying techniques. The more you put your math into your process, the more predictable your business is. Because why? Numbers don't lie. If you find that in your process you don't really need to score, but you just put, you count the points. So you got 10, 2, 2, so you got 14 points on this day. It doesn't matter. It depends on how you are evaluating. But count, scoring, and evaluating is all about counting the total numbers for a certain day, in a week, in a month, in a quarter, scoring it according to priorities, and evaluating it. Now, going into evaluation, after you have qualified and quantify your task, you need 2 types of people that will allow you to be much more successful. The first person you will need is a mentor. You need to get mentored and get accountable to your mentor. Your mentor is another pair of eyes that will allow you to see the health of your business. Now, if you are already in an environment where you have a mentor, utilize your mentor. The problem sometimes is that we don't get to utilize them, so we don't get to see how healthy or how weak our business is. So get a mentor to allow you to see that. Your mentor will be able to see whether you lack skills in certain activities or you lack on this particular type of system. So when you're identifying which task you are poor at, there is definitely a skill set that is lacking, or a mindset that is lacking, or a perspective that is lacking, and your mentor should be able to do that to you. There are some people who have a hard time listening to their mentors because the problem sometimes comes in when there's now a control to be given to this mentor. Now, going to your mentor is like going to your doctor. If you don't yield control to your doctor and evaluate your physical health, he won't be able to find out what's wrong with you. In the same manner, if you don't yield to your mentor, he won't be able to identify the health of your business, and he won't be able to help you. Give that control. Yield some of this control so that you will know the health of your business. My own fitness trainer, who's knowledgeable and very much good in what he is doing, is still having a coach and a mentor to help him. And he is getting mentored and he is accountable to that coach. The truth is, we all need somebody, and we need someone to help us see the things that we could not see ourselves. The worst thing about success is a little bit. So do not allow that little bit of success, or that some successes you have, to prevent you from having more success. So get mentored and get accountable to your mentor. Now, the next set of people that you need is a running mate. Now, a running mate is your peers, a person who's also running a business themselves. Now, it's one thing to have a healthy competition with your peer, and it's another thing to run together. Running together is much, much more awesome. Aside from, of course, you get to be competitive at each other. The beauty of running together is that you get to encourage one another. You get to share each other's experience. You get to share each other's struggles, and you get to share each other's breakthrough. You get to learn with one another, and that is beautiful. So if you are in an environment that's providing you a running mate, be present, be in the meeting, be in your focus group meeting, be in that exchange meeting. Do not think that you have nothing to give. Chances are what you have experienced is something that is useful to someone. And what your peer have experienced is something that will be very, very much useful to your own process. So don't lose sight of this. Don't miss that opportunity of learning from each other. It's not about cutthroat competition. It's all about collaboration. In collaboration, we all win. If you're in an environment where you have a mentor and you have a running mate with you, that's awesome, and continue to be present in that. You could meet your mentor once a month and meet your running mate on a regular basis as well. I get to run focus group with my team on a weekly basis, and it's just amazing how I see them grow a week after week. I see their perspective grow. I see their practice grow. Why? Because I get to see where their business is at. I get to highlight what are the things that are missing, what are the perspective that they don't see. And also they get to learn from one another, and which is something that is awesome. And when you see somebody have a certain level of success in that area, it's amazing to learn from that person. And when you develop a certain level of success in that area, it's amazing to share that to another person. But if you are in an environment that you are not getting mentored and you do not have a peer accountability, be with us here at Entrepreneur. We will continue to deliver and produce content that will be useful to run your business. So there you have it. These are the 2 cues for productivity and the 2 types of people that you will need to continue to be productive in what you are doing. So what are the things that I have mentioned that you have already put in place? And what are the other things that have been effective for you? Share in the comments below. And if you like this video, click on the like button. And if you have not subscribed yet, click on the subscribe button and the bell button so that you can be notified on the coming video. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you learn and you can implement this in your business so that your business can be productive and predictable. So this has been Ture. I'm cheering you on, and I'll see you again. Bye.